Starting the day off with some straight leg deadlifts. Super light though. I've already injured myself a couple of times doing these in the past year, I would say. So, trying to see you guys are just getting my ass. So, just going super light and trying to focus on good form with slow reps, and not hurting ourselves anymore on this damn exercise. So the issue is, I really like this exercise, but like just sometimes, long ago, I would just push myself too hard when doing these. I don't want to realize it until after the session's over. I'm like, oh damn, I fucked up my back a little bit, you know? So, just good reps. Ooh, that was a pretty decent set. I'm really just trying to feel it on my hamstrings, you know. And it probably helped if I did like a pre-exhaust set on something like a lying hamstring curl. Keep your hamstrings nice and warm and pre-exhaust before I do this, so I can feel it more in my hamstrings, so I can make sure that's the only one I'm feeling it. But that's not what I did today, so that set felt okay. Nice slow reps, 8 reps, you know, just perfect rep range. That's where I want to stay likely. I'm probably not going to go up in weight, but see you guys for the next set. Alright, set number 2. Let's rip it. Yep. Okay. Alright. You know what's super ironic about this exercise? I guess it's not even ironic. I don't know how it'd be ironic, but I used to do like 3 plates in this exercise. Every time I would do 3 plates on it. And I think it got to a point where I was just like, I don't think I'm recovering fast enough because it just doesn't feel good, you know? And if the exercise doesn't feel good, then you probably don't want to do it. You know, you feel like you don't want to do it. And that's how I ended up getting, you know, a little injured from this, because like I'd always push myself, even if I didn't feel like I was doing good in it, I would just keep going for 3 plates, because I feel like it also translated to regular deadlift as well. So I would push myself. Now I do a 45 to 25, maybe 2 45s. That's the most that I do right now. You know, I don't go super heavy on these guys. I just like to feel them, you know. We got one more set on these guys, and then we'll go from there. Set number 3. Nice, slow, controlled reps. Just focus on the form here. Focus on the form, getting a good feel in the hamstrings. I looked over the recording of that first set. My ass looks fucking bulbous when I'm on the easier portion of the movement. So, I don't know how set 2 would figure it out though. All right. That's a good third set. Holy shit. Whew. Ooh. Yep. Okay. Yep. No. Yeah, that was good. Especially on the last reps right there. I could really feel like my hamstrings were getting to that point of failure, you know? Because I kind of want to stay away from the point of like where it feels like I'm using my lower back to complete a rep, you know? I really don't want to use that as a point to complete the rep, is using my lower back or even my glutes, you know? Like, it's fine if glutes come into play, but that's not what I'm going for. I was going for strictly hamstrings on that one. And right there, I could really feel it. One of the biggest issues I have with this exercise as of recent is that I have this really tight right glute slash hamstring. And I think it was because I would use a treadmill incline. I use that 6 days a week for 40 minutes at a time. And I think I was, from being bent over on the incline portion of the treadmill, I think I really overworked my hamstring at that one point, and it just would always tighten up. But now, through doing straight leg deadlifts, it's loosened up tremendously when I focus on the form and just completing really good repetitions and not necessarily doing them super heavy to where I'm incorporating my glutes and my lower back in every rep. So, that straight legs completed. We're gonna go see what we have next. Alright, lovely exercise called a seated leg curl. This is, in my opinion, better than the lying leg curl, depending if you have a hip hinge movement throughout your day. Like if you're hitting hamstrings and you have a hip hinge, like I just did, like the RDL or the SLDL, then a lying hamstring curl is fine to have next. But this is good, because in the seated position, especially if you lean forward, you get a bit lower lengthened position on the hamstrings. So that's why I enjoy this. But it's still fun if you end up doing it. There we go. But yeah, you'll see how I'm going to complete these reps here. I'm going to lean forward for the first one until I get closer to failure. And then I'm going to push back on the support right here and crank out a couple more. Let's see how this way goes. Ooh. Hey. That was a good set, yep. You saw what I mean, right? Like with the first, 11 reps, I was leaning forward, getting an extra stretch in the hamstrings. When I came all the way up to the rested portion of the movement, when I lifted all the way off the eccentric right before I went into the concentric, I got a nice extra little stretch by leaning forward, stretching the glutes and the hamstrings out just a little bit more. And then when I got really close to failure, I pushed back on the seat rest, which allowed me to crank out a couple more. So, half decent set. We'll go up, wait for the next one, and go from there. Last set on this, a little bit of a different angle for you guys. Same concept as before. Stay lean forward as we're close to failure, and then at failure, and we'll lean back, push through some more. That first set felt really good for the hamstring, so we're gonna hopefully we can replicate that. Come on. All right. Yeah, they're toast. Hamstrings are toast. They're thoroughly toast. They're thoroughly toast. You might do one more exercise for the hamstrings, but I don't know. I toasted them on those sets. Toasted them. I find that I reach failure faster, especially towards the end of this cut here. I just get burned out so fast. Like the muscles just get fucking torn to shreds through, you know, 3 to 5 sets of exercises, 5 to 7 sets. You know, and this is set number 5 for my hamstrings, and they're feeling dead. You know, I feel like I squashed them, thwarted them, hamburgled them. I don't even know what that means, but I'll see you guys for the next exercise. All right, little pump check now. I didn't tape it, but I did one more set. I did lying hamstring curls for like set of 8 with like 50 pounds. My hamstrings are fucking smoked. I couldn't even get more than 8 reps with 50 pounds. That's how smoked they were. I just, yeah. So then I did 3 sets of calf raises, 190, 190, 130 for the weights. Obviously the weight doesn't matter, but I feel like you guys would believe me more if I said it. I don't know. I assume you guys assume that I'm skipping calves, which is not the case. I don't skip calves like that anymore. I'm working them out twice a week. I know it don't look like it, but right now we're just maintaining the small amount of muscle that we have on that. But other than that, the legs are juiced. Let's see how they look. I don't know. We did posterior chain today, so let's see if we can even get like a good like pump check. I mean, we'll check the quads out soon. Why not? Some fucking drumsticks on these guys. Come on. Come on. Hamstring check as well. I don't know how good the hamstrings are going to pull up on video like that with the flex. But they are pumped full of blood right now. Absolutely pumped. Wait, that might be, it's just like the Instagram kind of, the things that people like to see on Instagram right here is this fucking check right here. This feels wrong to be in. That's a wrong position to be in. And other than that, legs are pretty juicy, pretty thick right now. Someone commented, said, I got some big legs, and I said, building some big old drumsticks on the skinniest calves known to man, you know what I'm saying? Because look at these things. Look how disproportionate this shit is. Calves compared to fucking legs, you know what I'm saying? But hamstring pump acquired, leg pump acquired, and yeah, good leg workout. I'll see you guys in the truck. All right, hamstring pump is acquired. Hamstrings are destroyed. It was a good posterior chain day. Maybe missing a little bit of glute action. Maybe not too much focus on the glutes. I mean, the glutes got worked on the straight leg deadlifts anyways. I mean, they're part of the posterior chain, so they're part of that movement. So they got a little bit of work, but no actual focus work. So you know, and I actually intended to do something like a what do they call it, a hip thrust. I intended to do a little bit of a hip thrust today too, but I just out of energy. After thrashing the hamstrings like that, I just kind of ran out of energy and ran out of time as well. It started to get to a point where I was taking like longer breaks, you know, things like that, because damn, I was just throwing the hamstrings through the ringer, you know? And it was a good hamstring day. I'm happy with it, you know? Obviously, I like the way my hamstrings look right now, so I'm good with doing my best to maintain that. I don't even know how my glutes look, to be quite honest with you. In comparison, in the sport of bodybuilding, I'm gonna be wearing a Speedo on stage. So I don't know how my glutes look because I do not own a Speedo yet. A bit of an oversight on my part, but still got a decent way through the day. Got a decent pump. Decent pump. Good work right there. It was straight up good work. And I know sometimes when people look through this content, they're probably like, man, this guy has small calves. This guy obviously skips calves. Every time he works out, he obviously skips calves. And you know what? That's just simply not true. Simply not true, okay? Could I be doing them more often? Maybe. Could I afford 3 days a week worth of calves? Probably. But I don't skip them as often as you guys might think. I don't go consecutive weeks without hitting calves at least once, you know? At my worst, it was probably once every 2 weeks at my worst, okay? Maybe 3 weeks at my worst, okay? But consistency is key, and especially when you're trying to grow a muscle. I know I said this on the last leg day. I probably could have thrown them at the beginning of the day so I could put more effort into them. Bit of an oversight on my part. I forgot I even said that, forgot I even mentioned it. I know that's what I can do, and yet I still forgot it. So, you know, if you think my calves are small, I get it, because they are. In proportion to the rest of my body, my calves are small. I think the only thing saving me from being completely lower body dominant, lower half dominant on stage is the fact that my calves, if my calves were in proportion with my hamstrings and my quads, I'd be in some trouble. My upper body would look tiny compared to my lower body, you know, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because having big legs is good, you know, it's good for stage, because when you get lean, the upper body looks good anyways, but like when you get lean and you have big legs, the legs look fantastic, you know. But I'm not in the sport of trying to just make my legs look massive compared to my upper body. I'm in the sport of looking symmetrical, you know, as consistent throughout the body as I can. So right now the legs are maybe overpowering the upper body a little bit, just because my arms maybe aren't up to snuff, you know. My arms maybe aren't fantastic in comparison, and I've never thought my arms looked fantastic. I never thought they looked big, you know. I never thought my arms were something to behold, right? Which is okay. I work on them, but if I'm being honest with you, if there's one thing that I skip as much as calves, or work as much as calves, maybe a little less than calves, it is my arms. I think especially biceps is kind of boring for me to train, because like how many curl variations are you gonna do, you know? Throwing it in with something like a you know, tricep day / shoulder day, those days where you're having shoulders and arms on the same day can... Anyways, the video cut out right there, but I was saying that those days can get a little busy, a little convoluted, and honestly take me the longest in the gym if I'm going to hit every head of the tricep or every head of the shoulder, and then a tricep and bicep exercise. Those days take me the longest. So you know, on my next bulk, I think I'm going to pick muscles that I really want to focus on, and probably do something that I was describing, where you put the tricep, bicep, and calve at the beginning of certain days, me personally, just so I can focus on them a little bit more and get some good work in them, because those are the muscles that I feel that I'm lacking in the most when it comes to my physique. So if I can put those at the beginning of days and put some more focus on them, then hopefully on the bulk I'll be in a good place, and then by the time I go through my next cut, I will be in a place where I can look a little bit better than I did last time. So other than that, guys, I appreciate you for watching. Hope you guys next time. See you later.